Go. Welcome to our practice, our chair yoga Monday. Our affirmation today, pulled this one randomly. I am at peace. What is one action I can take today so that I sleep with less worry or regrets? Well, we'll start with yoga. I was talking earlier about how online learning started again this morning. Super fun. So you could be standing on your chair. I'm not standing on your chair. Seated on your chair, or seated on the floor, or standing in your mountain pose. Wherever you are is exactly where you should be. Meet your body today without judgment, any expectation. If you'd like to be more towards the edge of your chair for some more balance, well, let's find our version of mountain pose for our body this morning. Relaxing our shoulders down, opening up the palms, and reaching our fingertips down towards the mat. Feeling that strength and that energy flowing from the earth up into our legs as we press down equally into both of our feet. A softness in our knees, some strength moving up into the core, opening across our hearts and softening our shoulders and jaws. Checking in with your breathing. How are you feeling today? Taking in some deep breaths. Last week we did some Ujjayi breath, some bumblebee breath. On our next exhale, we'll be closing our hands into fists, inhaling, opening, exhaling, closing, inhaling, opening. Using this time at the beginning of our practice to connect to our body, to notice our breath in the moment, to feel that life prana filling, our body stretching our chest from the inside out. On our next inhale, sweeping our arms up, inhaling, we can touch our thumbs together at the top or not, whatever feels nice for you, but that is a nice way to stay present here in this moment because we need to concentrate to find those thumbs in space. I am at peace. I hope that you are also at peace today, or you can find some peace today. A few more flowing mountains. If you're standing, we can start with now the flowing mountain, lifting the heels, or you're on the floor doing your flowing mountain, lifting the heels. So warming up our ankles, our calves, our knees. We'll move from our flowing mountain pose to flowing airplane pose. We inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Our hands reach back. Inhaling, reaching. Exhaling, hinging forward. So we've got a little bend in our knees. And for today's practice, imagine what normally defines a successful practice for you. And can you let go of that today? Just for today, focus on no expectations of your practice. A few more flowing mountains. If you'd like to turn this into a flowing forward fold, you can. If you're seated, you may want to have some more space between your knees to allow your chest to drop a little bit more down. Breathe. This is amazing. Thanks so much again for joining me. I do appreciate you taking the time and making space for me. I'll make space for you. We'll make space for each other. A few more of those folds or your airplanes. Then we'll come right back up to our mountain pose And take our left foot back or open our legs to move into moonflowers. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bending our elbows and bending our knees. So if you're standing, you're flowing up and down. If you're seated, you're on your chair, as much space as you want to have between your knees. Our core is strong wherever we are. And let's strive today for progress, not perfection. We can turn our moonflower now into a sunflower. When we hinge forward, sweep towards the floor, press into both of our feet and come back up. Hinging forward and down, up. Slowing it down to find our breathing. One more flowing sunflower. We'll meet in goddess pose with our hands actually open into cactus arms. Today will be a heart opening practice. The whole week actually we'll have some chest and heart opening, bringing us to our Reiki with Sharon on Friday. So let's bring our elbows together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. You can straighten your legs whenever you want to. Even if you're on your chair, you can put those feet up if that feels a little bit better, or knees closer together. Wonderful. So if you're standing, you may want to straighten out your legs and then come back into your goddess pose. We'll be taking our right elbow towards our left leg. I mean, right elbow, right leg. Do as I do, not as I say. Over to the other side. And just one more on each side. So we want to flex this spine, get it ready for our practice, and bring it back. So you'll be straightening out your legs again and moving through our flowing chair. So stepping back up to the tops of your mat to start to flow through chair. If you're new and you want to try coming off your chair today, you can. You just come up and sit down. Inhale as we reach up. Exhale as we sit down. Or you can stay planted on your chair. This would be a good one for you, Bernie. I'll make sure to tag you in it. I know you're starting to get up and about and around the town. A couple more. We'll meet in our chair pose. Wonderful. So if you're standing, you're in your chair pose. If you're seated with me, we're holding our chair pose, finding the breath. Let's all bring our arms actually out in front of us today. So right now our palms are facing the floor. Let's face them towards each other. And then open them up. Reaching actively through our fingertips. Bring them back to center, and you'll be straightening out your legs if you're in your regular chair. And we'll meet in our mountain pose for our sun salutations. Actually, cat and cow first. We've got to finish our warm up. So if you would prefer to be down on your knees, you'll go down to all fours, or you'll stay with me in your seated cat and cow. So we grab a hold of our knees, separate our shoulder blades, and then inhale, open up into cow, and exhaling into cat. Wanted to show a few options today with the wall as well. If you were facing a wall, you could be doing your cat and cow. Like so. Or like I said, all fours flowing on your own. Last cat, last cow. And we'll move straight into our spinal balance. You'll be reaching your right arm forward and your left foot forward or back if you're on all fours. And then we'll release other side. So let's flex that foot if we're on our chair, engage our quadricep, and bring it down. Side to side now, basically just marching this out, activating your quad around your kneecap, getting that brain involved, getting the right and left sides of our brain involved in our day. Sitting up tall if we're on our chair, feeling the length of our spine, whichever pose we're in. And let's become fully present 2 breaths. Wonderful. Making our way, if you are on all fours, back up to a mountain pose to begin our sun salutation. So take your time if you'd like to flow through maybe a downward dog or 2, and then make your way to forward fold. And sweeping all the way up, we'll make our way into mountain pose. I'll preview some of the poses real quick before we roll through our sun salutations. Downward dog on a chair, like so. Or again, you could be on your wall. A lunge on your chair can be either knee to chest or knee back behind you. A plank pose, hands out in front of us, feet out in front of us, or on the wall. Wonderful. So we'll go through it on our seated, and then we'll go through this standing, and you can choose whatever works good for you. This is your practice. All right, let's go. We'll meet in our mountain pose. Big, beautiful breath up, inhale. Exhale, aeroplane. Inhale, sweeping it back up. And now to forward fold. We'll come halfway up into our monkey pose. Inhale. Exhale, fold again. We'll be using our right foot to step back or bring that right knee into chest into our lunge. So you'll find your lunge. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhaling to plank, so the feet come down, hands come more in front of us. Wonderful chaturanga, if you'd like. Look up into cobra, hands come to the thighs. We'll push back to plank, and then downward facing dog. We'll be bringing that right knee into chest into our lunge again. And then forward folding. Halfway up into our monkey pose. Folding again, breathing out. Sweeping all the way up, pressing into the feet. Feel the length of our spines. Exhale to chair pose. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhaling to mountain. So you can flow on your own or stay with me. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, diving airplane. Feel the length. Feel the openness across the heart. Back up. And then folding into forward fold. You can let your head hang here to stretch your neck. Inhaling up into monkey pose. Exhaling, folding. We'll be bringing our left knee up into our lunge. We can tuck our chin towards it if that feels nice. And then downward facing dog, on or off our chair. Stretching our hamstrings, pressing into that imaginary wall. Putting the feet back on the floor, plank pose, so those hands come down in front of you. Chaturanga, elbows come in, open up into our cobra seated. Exhale back to your plank, and then downward facing dog. Bringing the left knee in towards the chest as you plant your right foot. You can tuck, and then forward fold, exhale. Inhale to monkey. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, sweeping all the way up, nice and strong. Exhaling into our chair pose. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, mountain. A couple more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, airplane. Back up, breathing in. And a nice big fold here. Let your head hang if that feels okay. Monkey pose, breathe in. Use your block if you want to. Fold again. We'll bring our right knee up into our lunge, or you'll stepping that foot back. And then downward facing dog. I'll demonstrate it on the wall here. So you're opening your chest. Hopefully you can still hear me okay. I ordered a fancy mic for you guys, and for me. Going to our plank pose on the wall. And then our opening up into our cobra. Back to our plank. And then downward facing dog. We'll plant our left foot, draw our right knee into chest, our lunge, and forward fold. Exhale. Monkey pose, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweeping all the way up, inhale. Exhaling to our chair pose. Inhaling back up. Exhaling to our mountain pose. We've got just one more, so you can go on your own, or I'll show you a different version of the chair. So we'll be inhaling, sweeping up. Exhaling airplane, or we'll stopping halfway on our chair. All the way back up. And then forward folding, exhale. Inhaling to monkey pose. Exhaling, folding. Wonderful. So let's take that left foot back. We'll rise up into your lunge, or you could still be on your chair. Holding here or moving to downward facing dog. Make sure that chair is planted. We're opening the chest. We've got a bend in our knees. Breathe. Inhaling into plank. Exhaling down and opening up into cobra or up dog. And then back to downward facing dog. Looking up at our hands, let's bring that left foot up between them. We'll rise up into our lunge. And then pushing to forward fold. Exhale. Monkey pose, we breathe in. Folding, breathing out. Sweeping all the way up, inhaling. Feel the strength right there. Exhale the chair. Back up, breathe in. And meeting in our mountain pose. Wonderful. You can adjust close your outfit, romper on today, or my husband calls it my jumper. Jumper, not my romper. I like romper. Let's get started with our standing balance. So if you would like to, please grab a drink. Crazy here. Please grab a drink and we'll get started. We'll roll through our warriors and do pigeon today. And we'll be adding on our heart or our chest expansion to most of our poses. So let's go right into our warrior one. Lunging our right foot back. And that right heel goes down onto your mat and your left knee is bent. So you could be on your chair just resting on it like I am. We'll bring our hands to our heart and then open them up into chest expansion. Imagine reaching through your elbows for the walls on opposite sides of you. Feel the openness. Now we'll turn our palms so they face the floor. Still reaching through our elbows. We'll bring them back up. And bring them back behind us if that feels okay. Let's open up into our chest expansion with our warrior one. You're taking care of that back knee, or if it feels just a little bit better for you, you can move this into a lunge if you prefer. Then you can stay right here, or we'll move into our humble warrior, bowing down, opening the chest, still pressing into both of our feet, or you can stay up today. A strap could be handy for your hands here if we're working on our shoulder mobility. Holding that pose, breathing, reminding ourselves it's about progress, not perfection, how the pose feels, not how it looks. Let's release those hands. We'll reach them all the way up and move into our warrior two. So bringing that right arm back, left arm forward. Now, normally our hands face the floor in our warrior two. Let's open them up so they're facing the front. We can call these hug hands. Reaching those fingertips like you want to give someone a big hug. One day, hugs will be back. Speaking of which, we will give ourselves a hug today. Let's wrap our right elbow on top of our left. Give ourselves a little hug. So we're stacking those elbows, or you can move into eagle arms here, stretching our back. So either your hug, pat yourself on the back. You are at peace today with me, or you're in your eagle arms in our warrior two legs. Opening back up to our hug hands. Amazing job. Straightening out our front leg, we'll be moving into triangle pose. So it's a bit challenging to do this on a chair. If you want to rise up, we'll reach down, or you'll step away from your chair and do your triangle pose like so. See, so we've got a bit of a stretch here, right? This is where most of us will be feeling it up into our hips. Breathe. So we want to open our chest today in triangle pose. Let's first start with that top hand. We'll bring it back, reaching back towards the back edge of our mat. Then we'll turn our thumb down. So that's the opposite of our hug hand. Reach it all the way around in the front. So we open up that shoulder, and now we'll open it back up. Thumb facing down, reaching through our fingertips, pressing into both of our feet. Breathe. Out. If you wanted to, you could do both, but we want to take care of our back today. Wonderful. Bending our front knee. We'll place our left elbow on top of that left knee. You can move back to your chair with me, or you're still standing side angle, reaching up. Now, as a fun bonus today, because we can do this on a chair and standing, we'll try a bind. Taking our top hand, see, turning it back, reaching it back behind you. So your palm is open on your back. The other hand, same thing. We'll turn our thumb back and we'll reach. So you could bring your hands together behind you, or if you're with me on your chair today, you're here and just turning that thumb back. Opening up our chest, feeling the heart expand. Or you're in your bind. We'll unbind ourselves. Maybe this week on, let me see, Wednesday we'll try maybe bird of paradise. Let's rise back up. Wonderful. So I know your legs are probably feeling it. Stepping it all the way back up to forward fold. Take your time. And you can flow through your sun salutation or your vinyasa right now, or stay with me. We'll be flowing through our chair, one chair, and one airplane. Warming up. Or you could flow through your vinyasa if you wanted to flow through a half series, or a moon salutation, a dancing warrior. There's no right or wrong. Listen to the body, see what it says. Maybe it wants you to just sit and rest. Accepting ourselves today on our journey of healing. One more flow. Let's do our standing balance on the other side, making our way to our warrior first. So our right foot is forward, our left foot going back now. That heel is down, and we're moving into our warrior, where our chest and our hips are facing that front knee. Breathe. We'll bring our hands to our heart. And we can stay here or move into our cactus arms, reaching through our elbows, anchoring through our feet and feeling that energy from the earth just filling up our bodies. Let's place our palms down facing the floor. We're still reaching through our elbows. We've got space between our fingers. Checking in with those hands. How are they feeling? Bring it back. Hands come back behind us. We'll open up into our chest expansion. If you wanted to do reverse prayer pose, you could here, or even grab a strap and hold on to that. Now, if you'd like to, we'll forward fold, or you'll stay up. So either humble warrior or staying up, feeling at peace with our decisions. In yoga, light. If anyone missed it, I've got 4 classes in May for the Native Women's Association of Canada. I'll send you guys the link once I have them, if you're interested in that. Moving into our warrior two, let's reach our arms up on an inhale and then open up our chest into our warrior two. Maybe you need to adjust your back foot. We'll stack our shoulders and align them on top of our hips, but it doesn't have to be exact. Bringing our chin around to face our front hand. Breathe. Then we'll be opening up into our hug hands and giving ourselves a hug. This time, left elbow going on top of right. Give yourself a little hug here, or move into eagle arms. Feeling the strength of our legs and appreciating those sensations. Breathe. Amazing job, everybody. So nice to see everybody. Open up into back to our hug hands, and we'll move into our triangle. So if you're on your chair, you may want to stand up to move into your triangle pose. We'll reach it forward and hinge down into our triangle. You can stop on your chair for a little help. And then moving in towards our chest opening portion of this. We'll take our top hand, bring it back. Think of the reach. Always think of the lengthen. Then we'll take the thumb down, reach it around, but keep the chest open. Now we open it up and reach through this fingers in the opposite way. And how are we doing with staying present in our breath? I know sometimes my mind wanders. Just notice. We'll be bending our front knee, placing our front elbow on it, and tucking our hand back behind us. Or you can be on your chair. Basically, that right thigh or backside would be on the chair. And then we've got our little bind if you want to work on your binds today. The top hand is up, then to open the shoulder, we want to turn the hand back and reach it back and reach forward. Shoulder. So you could be on your chair, just want to show from the back what it would look like. We're here. So this front hand is on the inside of your leg, and then the palm faces back. Right there and there. There's our bind on that side, and it might feel different on either side. So you've been holding that bind for a bit. You can come back out of it now. Rise up. We'll take a look at our front foot, lift our back heel, push to forward fold, exhale. On or off our chair. And let's flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back down. Monkey pose, breathing in. Folding, breathing out. Taking our right foot back into lunge or lifting it up into lunge on our chair. And then downward facing dog. Take your time. So we're just flowing through our half series or one sun salutation. Moving into plank or holding your downward facing dog. Chaturanga or cobra. Open up. And take it right back to down dog. Maybe you've moved into up dog, then down dog. Plant the left foot, bring that right knee into lunge, and then forward fold, exhale. Halfway up into our monkey. Fold, breathing out. Sweeping it all the way up, inhale. And exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. Exhale to mountain pose. Wonderful, time for our pigeon pose. Do I want to do pigeon? Yeah, I promised you pigeon. We'll do pigeon. Let's do it. So if you're on your chair, sometimes a block could be nice under your foot. If you're working towards that, you want to flex our left foot today and bring it up above. So it's right where your quad muscle meets your kneecap. You've got a strong leg here. If you're standing, you'll want to bend that supporting knee and slide the hips back. Breathe. Options for your arms. Since we are working on chest expansion today, we could have our cactus arms or even nice and wide across the heart, actively reaching. Wonderful. So there's plenty of options here for you today. If you know what those are for your practice, anytime you want to add those in safely, you can. If you'd like to increase the feeling in your hip and you're on a chair, we can lean forward. If you're standing, you'll want to bend the supporting leg more to get closer to the earth. Or you could come down onto the floor for supine pigeon or prone pigeon facing the floor. Breathe. Lovely, amazing pose to do. I am at peace. That is our affirmation today. You don't have to let that affirmation go after class. You can hold on to it all day, all week. Let's do our pigeon pose on the other side. So placing the opposite foot back down on the mat, either on the block. We'll flex that front foot, bring it up and across. A nice strong ankle so that activates our knee. You could even hold onto your knee here if you're taking care of it. It's okay. You can lean forwards if you want to feel a little more sensation happening back here. Always lengthening, always feeling the spine, making progress, not perfection. Feeling at peace. All right, we'll be bringing that leg up, placing that foot on the floor. If you're on the floor, you can stay on the floor. We'll be doing boat pose. So take your time to make your way to an easy seat, or you're on your chair for boat pose. How fun is that? I'll show you a few options. We just basically want to activate our core a little bit before our practice comes to an end today. So if you're seated, you'll be leaning back and either holding your chair or holding your legs, finding balance. So try not to lean back on your chair as much as you can. Feel the leg. Holding your boat and adding in any options you'd like to. We could reach our hands long. Open them up for our chest expansion. Anytime that it feels better for you to put your feet down, you can do that as well. We'll take a little break from our boat before we come back into it. So putting the feet back down, shoulders roll down and back. I'm sure you guys heard, but our lockdown is extended, so we won't be in person until at least May 21st-ish. But Zoom is here staying. Okay, let's do that one more time. Only we're going to hang out on our boats. By that, I mean putting our hands back behind our head. Have your thumbs protecting your neck. We'll lean back. And looking, we've got our elbows nice and wide, hanging out on our boat. You can close your eyes and picture yourself. Maybe it's any kind of boat for you. Breathe. Feeling at peace, feeling strong and peaceful. All right, let's bring it down. So if you're on the floor seated, you'll move into tabletop. So your fingertips would be pointing towards your backside. We can do that on our chair too. Our fingertips point towards our backside. We open up across our chest, press into our feet. Or you can come off and do it like so. Open, stretching those hip flexors now. Or inclined plank. I showed you this one last week on the chair. You've got your chair inclined plank. That's a big sensation through your wrists. If you need to, you'll roll down onto your backs. Well, we're still just opening up here. Wonderful. So if you're on your backs, you'll draw both of your knees into chest, take a little rock side to side. If you're seated with me, we'll do a few cat and cows. Massaging that low back. Moving into our spinal twists today. So if you're laying down, you would be bringing your right knee into the chest, drawing it across the body. So same with as you're seated, you'll draw that knee across. Then turn towards your chair. Have a little twist here. Breathe. Think of the wringing out of your spine. A few breaths. Spring is so beautiful. We can find great beauty in change. That's what spring is. Bringing change. Rebirth, regrowth, renewal. Bring our chin around, our chest around, and do the other side. So if you're on your chair, you can cross that leg over and turn towards the other side or hold your chair. I'm going to send an email soon. I don't send very many emails, but I have so much to say. You guys know that. We'll bring our chin around, our chest around, take another rock side to side, or move through our cat and cow if we're on your chairs with me. And then settling into our Shavasana. We could take the time to be on our backs, or if you want to lay back on your chair a little bit, wherever you are, you've got a nice strong foundation. Closing your eyes, settling in. Finding your breath and letting the weight of your body sink down into the earth. So just a few minutes, settle down inside your body. Take a moment to notice if you have any last little bits of tension in and around. And then let them go. You can notice them without judgment. Let them go. Closing our eyes. Just a few things to think about today as we move through our spring. What are we awakening in ourselves? What are we letting go? Leaving behind the darkness of winter to come more into the light. Reminding ourselves that each breath that we take today, tomorrow, every inhale is an opportunity to breathe in light, to breathe in forgiveness. Every exhalation an opportunity to let go of tension, of stress, of a negative thought. Countless opportunities throughout our day, so many breaths. So as we let our body melt down into the earth, a quote I will leave you with today. Your mind is a garden, thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers, or you can grow seeds or weeds. I hope that you are able to grow some flowers today in your mind garden. Take a few more moments to relax fully. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.